trade recap. I'm gonna do yesterday's trade recap because I forgot to do that one. And yeah. Alright, so yesterday I was bearish, but it just kept going higher and higher. So, like, really early on, like, literally, as soon as we came up here, or as soon as we came up here once more, like on this candle, I'm pretty sure that's when I knew, like, I hopped off the chart, I knew this is gonna keep on going up, and it's just not, it's not something I like, so I just hopped off the charts, and just kept going up and up, like I thought, but I can't remember what I was aiming, probably, yeah, I was just end dog, and I didn't, I was still, like, I was talking to my friends, and, like, they wanted to short, and whatever, so I kind of looked at the charts and whatever, and, you know, with all this war stuff going on, sadly, you know, it was tempting, and especially because it was 11:30 started to come lower, so I thought we were gonna keep pushing lower, which we did have a retrace. But honestly, I should have seen that it already took out the 10 a.m. highs. But I thought that if we inverse this gap right here, which is what I was looking for, which we did, it was gonna tap the CE and go lower, because I thought we were gonna get big displacement to the low downside. But this small little retrace one made sense because 11:30 came lower and swept the 10 a.m. lows. So yeah, it definitely made sense. So yeah, so I just ended up taking it off this. It's pretty. It wasn't necessary to trade. I should have just been off the charts. But anyways, also I don't know why. I don't know how long it's been like this, but I was so mad this morning because I looked at my end dogs that I have marked out on this one, and my end dogs that I had marked out, like all those levels that I had marked out, which I have a lot, as you can see. I saw that they were like a few of them were wrong for some reason out of nowhere, and they aren't, but they were wrong today for some reason. I don't know what, if I moved them by accident or if they glitched or something happened, but I was so mad, dude, because I don't know how long it's been like that, and that just pisses me off so much. But yeah, anyways, sorry. So here I took a trade, 4.5 hour, which was nice. So, 5 hour here, but for some, like on micro, it was just 4.5 hour with the same entry and all that. So I was bullish. I wanted end dog. I was bullish, and I wanted it to, like, see if we could reach the end dog, today's end dog. But I ended up taking the low-hanging fruit because that was my first objective. That's basically my model. I take the low-hanging fruit and then I aim for end dog, because I know many times it does a retrace like this, or it stops me out, or it goes to, I don't know why, it always either stops me out or goes to the inverse for rally gap, taps it, and then keeps going higher. Which one we made this quickest. I thought that was going to happen. But anyways, we took out data news here, and we kept making relative lows. And then at 9:15 we came lower and swept them all out. And that's something I was looking forward to. I just didn't know if I was expecting either to turtle sweep these lows like we did here, or go a bit more lower into like a discounted fair value gap and then go higher, because at first this kind of does look like pretty easy for longs, but since it's at 9:15, like, because if we turtle sweep these lows, I low-key wasn't going to take it, even though we did turtle sweep lows. I wasn't going to take it because it just looks so easy. like I feel like everyone could cook on it. But since it was at 9:15, and since we actually got pretty good displacement here, which I'd like to see, I just ended up taking it because I liked it. It's part of my model. So we came lower, swept all the lows, 9:15. We inverse this for value gap that pushed us lower to sweep out all the lows and turtle sweep them. And then I just waited and I was patient, and then I entered with 2 micros at the top of this inverse rally gap, and which was on this candle, and then on the next candle I got filled with 2 more, I thought it was 2 more micros, but I think it was like 1 micro for some reason. I don't know why, but then yeah, I entered with 2 more micros or 1 more micro at the C of this inverse Fair Value Gap. And then my stop was at the bottom of this candle, which is the 3rd candle of the Fair Value Gap to push this lower. And yeah, I saw this Fair Value Gap. I saw that we filled it, but still respected it. And I wanted to see it speed and displacement here because it was getting close to 930, and I know that 930 is much more, starts to get much more volatile than these candles, so it's like 100 times bigger than these candles. So I wanted to see us push higher, because if we continue to consolidate, like right here, I didn't really like this much. I liked that we went up for a bit, and then this candle I liked that we went up, but I didn't like. I wanted to see some sort of bullishness to the upside, because if we kept consolidating here, I would think that I would probably like one break even immediately or something, because I would expect 930 to come and sweep these lows or something. But no, 930 did not want to sweep the lows, because it knows that it's gonna just give people more entries. So instead of giving people entries, it just goes immediately to my first TP, which is the low hanging fruit. I was gonna aim for this, but I just took this one just because it's even more low hanging fruit. But yeah, this one go ahead as well. Data news makes sense. So yeah, and then yeah, I don't want to see consolidate too much because the 930 might sweep out at the time. That's what I said. Speed and displacement. And yeah, 930 opens lower, taps into this little Fair Value Gap, and whatever else, and then sends it up higher to my first TP. I took out 2 micros there, and then I think I had 1 or 2 micros. I was gonna take out 1 micro here, and then 1 micro up here if I could. Yeah, something else that was also a confluence was that made my trade even more confident was that when 930 opened, the opening range gap was higher, so the 50% mark was higher, which gets tapped here. Even though it did stop me out first, that was just an extra confluence for bullish. Yeah, so then it stopped me out, and I got off the charts there. But when I saw this, and I saw that we made a Fair Value Gap here, I was pretty tempted to take another trade, because I already knew that this was probably going to go higher. Because this is something that I'm starting to see a lot, where it comes lower, stops me out. So I can't have like a super long trade. That's why I like taking low hanging fruits. And then it always does the same thing. It inverses the Fair Value Gap and goes. And sometimes it just literally just goes and goes and goes. Like there's no like little retracement. There's like barely any retracements. Like this was a pretty good Fair Value Gap entry. Oh, as you can see, it also comes down to the CE of this for inverse Fair Value Gap. But yeah, it respects it and closes right above it on both candles. But yeah, yeah, I was pretty sorry. That was my dogs. I was pretty tempted to take this, but I'm just gonna take my win. No need to take another entry. So yeah, and then I won't break even. Of course, I didn't get. After my TP, I won't break even, because if you go on the 15-second, there. What the? Okay. Yeah, I saw this Fair Value Gap right here after this 15-second Fair Value Gap that closed above the CE of the first presenter Fair Value Gap, and I wanted to stay respected, because I didn't want it to get inversing, because at that point I would think that it's gonna go lower. So we did end up inversing it, and that's when I went break even, and actually that's when I took a partial as well, and then I was left with 1 more micro, and that last micro got stopped at break even. So yeah, pretty good. Happy with today. Could definitely see my model is playing out. So yeah, I just gotta stick. I just gotta be confident in it and trust it, and I gotta stay disciplined as well. But yeah, that's it for me.